Director of Life Choice Wellness Center. And today is day 9 of the 21-day series, Let's Talk Health, going live, okay? So if you've been with us so far, I want you to put a yes in the chat box there or a thumbs up here. If not, again, I want you to go back, check out some of the other topics we've done, and get up to speed trekking with us here. Let us know which ones you like the best, okay? So the topic for today is, why are autoimmune conditions more prevalent today? Okay, so autoimmune conditions are unfortunately seemingly on the rise. There's more than 50 million people who have an autoimmune condition. There's over 140 different varieties or labels of autoimmune conditions. Therefore, that's about 1 in 6 people who have an autoimmune condition. All right, that's a lot, okay? And I have 3 different reasons why I believe that autoimmunity is increasing in our environment, all right? But that being said, overall, there's really one short answer to that, and that's environmental stressors that's leading to inflammation in the body, creating these autoimmune conditions, okay? But before we dive into those 3 things, let's talk about autoimmunity. What is autoimmunity? Okay, autoimmunity is when your immune system begins to attack specific tissues, organs in your body, so it's attacking itself. All right. So the primary job of the immune system is to fight off foreign pathogens or bacteria, infections, viruses, those types of things, right? But something obviously is triggered in your environment that leads to your body, your immune system, then attacking your own self, right? And that's the tissue, whether that's the thyroid, the pancreas, whether that's your digestive tract, your joints, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus. So it can attack various different areas, right? MS with the myelin sheaths, with cover the nerves, right? So there's a whole variety of different autoimmune conditions, right? And it's just which areas your immune system is attacking, all right? So number one, we want to say autoimmunity is obviously coming from sensitivities of food, chemicals in our environment that is then entering into the bloodstream, okay? And we talked about leaky gut before, which is the barrier in your small intestines where most of your nutrients is absorbed from the food that you eat. There's cells that are connected together by what they call tight junctions, all right? Now, when specific pathogens or proteins or different chemicals that your body can't easily break down, it begins to irritate that barrier, and those tight junctions begin to open up, all right? And as those junctions open up, things pass through: undigested food, bacteria, what they call endotoxins. All these things can pass through, go into the bloodstream, and that triggers an immune response, right? Because those are foreign objects that shouldn't be coming into the bloodstream that your immune system has to attack, right? Now, there are certain foods or proteins or molecules that may be similar to a specific tissue in your body. For example, a very popular one is gluten and the thyroid cell, okay? They look similar, so the body may then begin to attack not only gluten, but the thyroid cell, and therefore, if you have a low thyroid, then you get labeled with Hashimoto's, okay? But again, the condition isn't a primary thyroid issue. That condition is an immune system issue, okay? So you have to address the immune system. So like I said, the first reason, number 1, is food sensitivities, right? As that gut barrier opens up, it's the open door for autoimmunity, okay? So we need to obviously address which foods your immune system is reacting to, okay? So you may have heard a couple other videos talking about food testing, which is a great way to do that in order to identify what your immune system is attacking, okay? Number 2, I would say, are toxins, right? Things like BPA, aspartame, different cleaning supplies that we may use that have strong chemicals, heavy metals that may not only be in things like your vaccines, but also in cosmetics and antiperspirants and things to that nature, like aluminum. And these things can create an immune response because they're foreign objects coming into the body that should not be there. All right, so number one, sensitivities, most likely to food. Number two, toxins, things that are in our environment that are entering into the body that should not be there. All right, and then lastly, I would say our deficiencies, right? When your body doesn't have the things that it needs, oftentimes that can also create an inflammatory response, and with that inflammation, then you increase the prevalence of autoimmunity. Okay, so we want to make sure also we check for where the gaps are that you have in your health. All right, so we also do nutrient deficiency testing, right? Let's find out what vitamins, what minerals, things that you are lacking so that your body can adequately be nourished and make sure the tissues have what they need so they're not overworked and then inflamed. Okay, so the name of the game is reduce inflammation, right? Inflammation is the culprit that can create lots of dysfunction and disease in the body, coming from, like I said, different areas, right? And most likely it's an environmental trigger, not necessarily a genetic congenital component, right? Meaning that it's not something that you were necessarily born with, and virtually over 40,000 years, our genes haven't changed as far as the research when you talk to geneticists, okay? So it's not just the genome, your genes, it's the expression of those genes. Well, the expression of the genes come from our environment, right? So as our body responds and adapts to our environment, different genes are checked on or off. For example, if you have a breast cancer gene, doesn't mean that you're going to have breast cancer, right? If that gene isn't turned on. But once it is, then your risk and probability of having breast cancer is increased, okay? So the goal is get the inflammation down. Number one, reduce the sensitivities. Number two, remove the toxicities. Number three, fill in the deficiencies, all right? That's gonna lower your risk of autoimmunity. It's gonna improve your gut health. It's gonna improve your immune system function and decrease the likelihood of chronic disease. All right, so I hope this helped. If it did, put a like in the box, share it, and let us know, again, if there's any other topics you want to hear about. And we're going to continue tracking here, right? 21 days straight, live. And remember, this is Dr. Dawson signing out. Choose well, live well, and be well.